Hello, this is Trevor. Today we're working on a request smuggling lab in Portsmouth's Web Security Academy. It is web cache poisoning via HTTP2 request tunneling. So the lab is vulnerable to request smuggling because the front end downgrades the HTTP2 request and doesn't consistently sanitize incoming headers. We need to execute alert 1 on the victim, and the victim visits the home page every 15 seconds. And we need to do it with request tunneling. Let me pull that up just to make sure we're familiar. So just a heads up, this is not the first time I've gone through this. I've started recording this video a couple times and have struggled, but I think I have it all worked out now. So you will see this one go much faster than I did it originally. All right. So request smuggling, basically we're creating 2 full requests in ours, and we're getting 2 responses in ours. Way we're going to take advantage of that is through poisoning. So we're going to poison the cache of some requests such that when the server responds, it's going to have a script alert 1 script. And this works because what we're going to target is some URL that that's not vulnerable to, cross-site scripting by itself, because the content type is not text HTML. So that's what we're going to target to reflect our cross-site scripting attack. But then we're going to use the cache poisoning so that this response is the response for a content type text HTML, which will execute this script here. And we only want the headers from that first request. So imagine, we get whatever .html and it has those headers, and in the body of the response, it has our tunneled response body that includes the script tag. So that's how we're going to execute cross-site scripting through web cache poisoning, and we're going to use HTTP request tunneling to get that request returned. Ooh, so this one's a little bit of a complicated one, to say the least. Let's go ahead and open up the lab. Please remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing. I would appreciate that. As soon as this comes up, so our job is to find a page that will return, our cross-site scripting. And then the victim, it said, is going to visit the home page every 15 seconds. So once we find, our poison target, we're going to make sure that gets the web cache for the home page gets poisoned with our poison response. I hope that makes sense. So what I did was I started, looking for that poisoning target. I started here with, we can just do B, and inspected this. I want to edit as HTML. I noticed this is all encoding, so that's not going to work. We can go back to blog and close this. And we can click on a few more things, just kind of, exercising all of the functionality of the application to make sure we know what it all is. Back to blog. Let's view one more post. Okay. Actually, let's view all the posts. So we have all of those sizes ready to go. Because remember, we're going to do this through HTTP2 tunneling, and the response size comes in big because we want to tailor our poison to be about the same size as what we're trying to poison, so that, you know, it all shows up. And if you look back at the last tunneling video, you'll see what I mean. And of course, I didn't have this on, which is super lame. I already showed that that's not vulnerable, so I'm not going to do that again. What I will do is submit a, so I'm going to view post. I'm going to go to 1 and submit a comment, blah, 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 and blah. Back to blog. And then I'm just going to hit all the other ones. Just so we have the lengths, the length of all of these in burp. Eight, there's probably 10. 9, 10, and we'll try 11. Okay, perfect. So if we go to proxy, HTTP history, we have all of those, and we can sort it by length so that we have a good idea what the response length from each of these is. Okay, we need to, like I said, we need to first find the reflection target. So something that will reflect our XSS payload. If you remember, in a previous lab, we targeted something like this. Let's send to repeater, and let's delete all this. Send that, and you see how what we have here gets reflected. So, excuse me, if we did blah, that gets reflected. If we put in script, I'm going to do console.log just so I don't accidentally solve it. We're still a ways away, but so we've got that, and we've got it reflected. Of course, this isn't vulnerable to XSS, but we can use this response in something that is. And we know that the victim will visit the home page. The home page, as you can see right here, caches that HTML. So let's send this to repeater. And this is going to be what we're going to work on. Let's send it just so we have a base. We know that it caches it. So we need to be careful there. We don't want to cache it until we're ready. I'm going to do allow HTTP2. I'm going to delete all of this and the session cookie. Okay. And let's start. So we can avoid caching it by putting in, change this number every time. And we should get a miss every time. We should get something back. This is fine. We did make it. Oh, we didn't make it HTTP2. I do want to do that. I thought we did, but whatever. Let me cancel this one and send. There we go. HTTP2. All right. The instructions said that one of the headers is vulnerable to, or it said it doesn't properly consistently sanitize incoming headers. So it turns out this path header is vulnerable to CRLF injection. You can tell that by if you ran like the engagement extensions, HTTP request smuggler, and did all scans, you could, and it's one of these dual path probe or something like that, that determines, that will give you that clue. Okay, so let's go here, and we're going to work on this path. What we want is to have this request be viewed by the backend as two requests. One to this and one to our target, which we said was resources, images, this, right? Okay, so we can do, let's change this now just so we have it. We want to just keep modifying this so we never cache it until we're ready. We're going to do space HTTP 1.1, enter. We need to provide a host because the authority pseudo header is going to be added to our second request. So we need something for the first request. So let me copy this, paste that, and that should be everything we need for the first header. We need the second request. We need get, and then our target, which is this, and we need this whole line. Repeater 2. Enter. We don't need a host here because remember that will get added, right? Boom, boom. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Uh-oh. All right. By the authority header. So do we need anything else? We need... No, I can't think of anything else we need. If that's true, we don't need this then. We do need the blank line. The authority header is going to be added. Let me try applying changes and then sending this. HTTP2, we did not do it right because what we expect, let's change this to head for tunneling so we can see the response. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Let's add foo x boom, and let's change this just to make sure. Oh, we got a hit. That's lame. How did we? I don't know how we got a hit, but we must have sent the A equals 2 twice. We don't want that. If we get a timeout, if you remember in when we did the first smuggling, timeouts signify that so if the main request, this request, is too short, we're going to get this request cut off. If the tunneled request is too short, we're going to get a timeout. So right now, this looks like we have a timeout. We can verify that. Let's make this first request something shorter so that we're better off, we're whatever. We can tell sooner. And we can do this one. I don't want to do those lab headers or that one or a 404. Let's do this one. So I'm going to replace, copy, repeater. I'm going to replace this request with this one, and I don't need the cache busting for that. And I think this will still be too short, but that's okay. We have the ability to pad this response to make it better or enough characters. Remember, this one was 2,000 some odd, and let's see. If I go to flow, and then I go to, don't we have this where we tested this? Right now we're getting, I don't know how many characters this is. So we could probably calculate this if I copied and did local 49154. Yeah. Pasted that. So we have 168 and we need to get it up to 2,000. We do have a character return. So really it's 172. So going back to here, repeater, we need to bump this response up to this one, which is 2670. So we need to add like 2,500 characters. Let's go IPython. Let's do print a times 25. We want to make it bigger, so let's do 2,600. 2,600 plus the 172 will be 27. Oh, and that will be big enough. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take this, copy, and if I'm right, when I put this here, we should finally get something other than timed out. Yeah. And you see how we have the script, console logs and script? And that's a response to this page, which is awesome. So this we would be able to, and you can see the content type is text HTML. This is caching, so this is what we want to do, except for to the home page. A equals 4. Except for we're still going to get a timeout here because the home page is much longer. Let's get that timeout. And then we'll look at the size of the home page. Proxy. Not that one. This one. So 8562. Let's go here and do 8562. We can do 84. 8400. And that should be about right. That's a ton. So copy this. And remember, repeater, this is replacing. Let's see more. This. And then we can scroll down, apply changes. Now we should be able to, see our response, text HTML, and we've got our script. We've got a cache miss. If we go here and do a equals 4, right? And I need to, yep. Boom. And inspect console. There's our freaking proof that our XSS was executed. And I had to visit the same, page so that when it cached it, I would see the cache. Sweet. So this is how we're going to solve it. And we just need to implement this in code and remove the cache key there. And yeah, let's get going. So we don't need this anymore. Well, let's keep it just in case. Vim, what is this called? Let's call it Lab Request Smuggling. H2 Web Cache Poisoning via HTTP Request Tunneling. Vim H2 Web Cache Poisoning via Web Tunneling. I don't know how to spell tunneling. Is it 2 L's? Yeah. I-L-A dot py. Sorry. Okay. Let's grab our template. So really, all we need to do is send one request over and over again and check if we have it solved, right? And this is the request that we're going to send right here. Okay. Let's write this. Let's close this. Let's open up our request smuggling library and look for request text. This is not, that's H1 format, H2 headers. This is what we want to do. Let's copy this and comment that out. So request headers equals request smuggling dot format H2 headers. We need method, path, host. Ooh, our path. Is that going to work? We don't need any other headers, right? Because we're going to inject it all in path. Let's look. Yeah, our path will work. We should be able to do that. I hope. Okay, so method equals head. Path equals. Do we want triple? Let's do this. So our path will equal all of this. Let's, instead of doing all these we need from here to here. Control C. Okay. I'm gonna /rn host /r/n, and here I'm gonna put A's, all A's. I'll just do it like that. And we'll do F all equals boom boom times 8400, and then we'll substitute that in. Let's check, was there anything after this that we needed? Oh yeah, we need this and this. needed a space there. Okay. This is erroring because it's too long, which is fine. And here we want blog.host. Too long. I'm going to not care about that because I don't want to mess up the formatting. Okay. Request headers. Let's print request headers, see how that looks. Make sure it looks like what we expect. Control C, D, yes. Python. Ooh, you know what I need? I need to CD. I don't have my virtual environment enabled. There we go. Request smuggling, Python, H2, web, and then this. And we'll do -D, although we don't have any -D. Okay. How does that look? And that looks good to me. Do we have our, let's make this change to here and change this one to the alert. Now, we just need to send this with, we're not going to have any body. Do we have, yeah, we have head. Okay. H2 request. So, response, we don't need the response. H2, all right, request smuggling dot H2 request. For that, we need host request headers, and that's it. So blog.host request headers. Now, so that should be smuggled or cached. We may need to repeat this. And so what we can do is path right here. We can do we want the while true? So we can try to poison the cache. We'll sleep time.sleep for 5 seconds. We'll check blog.is. Let's do this. While not blog.is solved. So that this gets checked every time. We try to poison the cache, and then we'll sleep for 5 seconds, and then loop back, check if it solves. Boom, boom, boom. And I think that's it. We just need to import time. It's a super small script for, the impact that it'll have, which is awesome. Blog is solved. Just to double check, but I'm almost positive that returns insight is solved. This returns a true or a false. Okay. So we should be good to go. Let's freaking do this. Should we log.info smuggling poisoning cache? And then we'll state that we're waiting, sleeping before trying again. All right. Cross your fingers. Let's do it. The victim will visit the homepage every 15 seconds. So we should get it, fairly quickly. We sleep 5 seconds before poisoning. The cache is good for 30 seconds. We don't actually check to see if we've poisoned it. We don't have a check for that. We could build that in without ruining anything. We get to do it right here. So response equals blog dot get response homepage. Let's do blog dot base URL. And let's call it resp log dot debug resp dot text. I'm surprised it's taken this long, Ashley. So that's got me a little worried. Let's run it like this to see if we're actually poisoning. We didn't poison it. Why didn't we poison it? We are not poisoning it. Okay. Oh, dang it. Everything looks right. Path. Why does this say 1.1? Yeah, I guess that's right. Because when it downgrades it, it'll become 1.1. If everything looks right, then it's gotta be... Which everything does look right. So it's gotta be an issue. We already printed out the headers. The headers look right, right? We did that up here. Scheme, method, path, RN. I don't see any issue with that. But we should be poisoning it right off the bat. Let's log.debug resp.headers. What I want to see is if the it's already cached. Cache hit age 6. So that was a hit. Okay. So let's do this. We want to know whether we got a... Oh. But was this 6 from here or from here? And I can't tunnel this or proxy this request. So I don't know what that looks like for true. But let's check the response. Print resp. And let's just do a break here for now, just so we don't loop through it. Okay. $200 content length, cache max age. So this was already, we got a cache hit. So, all right. This should have broke, right? It didn't, yeah. So let's do response headers, and we want to pull out the age for header. Let's do this in another thing. Def all right, so for headers, for name, well, for name value in response headers. So for boom boom in this, if name equals b age, return value dot decode. Okay. I want to also know if it got hit, right? So I can do def cache hit response headers. And we'll do the same thing if name equals b x cache return value equals b hit. So this will return true or false whether we got a cache hit, and this will return age. So we can do if cache hit of response headers, then we want to get the age. So age equals get age of response headers. And then we want to sleep for that time. Time.sleep age. Log.info. No. Sleeping for, we want to sleep, if the age is 5, so we want to sleep 25. So 30 minus age seconds. 30 minus age. And then we can do else. So if we didn't get a hit, then we can do, we should get log.info successfully poisoned cache. Well, we should, if we can, so we need to do this and then check the cache. We need to check this headers, which will be resp.headers.get x cache. If this equals hit, we can say successfully poisoned cache. And then we can sleep the 5 seconds, right? Before doing it again. Do we need any of this? Let's comment all of this out. So there's two options. One, we get a cache hit. So in that case, we're going to just sleep for whatever and then try again. And then the other option is that it wasn't cached on that first request, but it was, if cache hit is true, if cache hit is false, so it didn't cache. And then what if we else, so log.info, something went wrong. We did not poison the cache. So hopefully we never see that, which I'm feeling we're going to see that one a lot until we figure out. Crap. Okay, so I just need to int the decoded value. Let's do log.info cache already exists. Okay. Oh, it's because of these checking if solved. That's, dang it. Okay. Well, crap. Well, let's do a for loop. We'll try it like for x in range, I don't know, 10 times. Range, we'll just do it like this. This is a cop out, but, and then at the end, we'll do blog.is solved. Let me just do this to make sure it works. And then I can, so I don't know if you noticed that, but that is solved was getting the home page. And so it was setting the cache before my ability to poison. Now I don't have anything that will set the cache before I can poison it. Except for at the beginning, but that's okay. Hey, look. So we definitely did it once. It should actually be solved. We may be able to go here. Well, no, we can't. It'll still be poisoned. Why is that time the same? That does not make sense. Successfully poisoning if 10 times is too much. Spent now, so I have an if response cache hit. Oh yeah. 10 times is too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5. We gotta wait 5 more times. Oh, and we didn't solve it? Oh, maybe because it's still poisoned. So wait. No. What? What the crap? Everything was looking good. Let's print out this. Selectively poisoned log.debug resp.text. This should have been a fast one. What am I doing wrong? Invalid request. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Dang it. We're poisoning it with invalid request, which is lame. Yeah, we're poisoning it with invalid request. So how did we mess up? So boom, and then boom, 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 carriage return line feed, host, host. You know what I should do? I should not hard code this for one. Blog.host Okay. Host, carriage return line feed, carriage return line feed. Oh, right here. What? And then I wonder if that was it. Okay. Ooh, good. I'm hoping it's something not the H2 library. Because the H2 library is going to be hard to figure out what's wrong and fix. But some dumb mistake like that is easy. So let's see if we get a cache. Hey, look, we freaking did it. We poisoned it. Awesome. Woo! That was it. I just forgot a carriage return line feed right there. And we just go through it 10 times. So we can fix that too. I don't know. I don't know what the right way, because we don't want to check if it's solved. And we can't while it's poisoned, because we check on the home page. So we'd need to use a different page to check. We got this one. But that's okay. So we already did it. And we slept for 23 seconds. This shows poisoned, or that. Nope. That did not. It may already be solved. We may have got it with this first one. Successfully poisoned the cache. That's what we wanted. So we visit the home page. Check it. Yeah! Boom, we did it. Awesome. So, this one's an interesting one. I would have to, so I'm doing a lot of work that is unnecessary and takes up a lot of time. So if I wanted to, make this script better, I'd have to do some different stuff. But that's okay, because it freaking solves it right as is. It just does a lot of extra work, and it solved it right at the beginning. So sweet. Lab is solved. So cool. Basically, we've tunneled a request and used that to poison the response of that to poison the cache, web cache, so that when anybody visited the home page, they got this in the body of their response. And of course, this includes a script tag with, in our payload, it was alert 1. In this one, it was console 1 that was executed. And that's because the HTTP2 header has a content type of text XML or HTML, and so this, which was in the body, gets treated as text HTML. Very cool. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Goodbye.